Coming up right now, caught on camera. Looks like something out of a horror movie. What's really going on in this soccer park in Illinois?
My goodness. Also coming up, a politician in Canada becomes the first ever to break a record. Why it's something he's not proud of.
A little bit later on, it's a stanky situation for one Connecticut neighborhood after a truck crashed and spilled its messy cargo. We'll talk about that.
Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
I'm Mitch English, welcoming you to a Tuesday edition of Daily Flash. Very happy to have you here. We got a whole hour filled with trending news and entertainment, as well as we'll check in with Matt Doolittle. Matt, what you got going on, man?
You know what I love is that all these companies have started summer camps where basically you get free work. Like Chick-fil-A has a summer camp where these kids can come in and learn how to work, but it's basically free labor. That's their summer camp. I went to space camp. That was a thing. This is now just like free labor.
Yeah, but you're getting fed, aren't you, at Chick-fil-A?
It's
Come
true.
on now.
It's true.
That's
Yeah,
worth its weight in gold right there.
Good.
My two kids, my youngest two, both worked at Chick-fil-A at the same time. They said they loved it. They loved it. And they pay well there too. We were out at the SeaWorld for the new ride a week or so ago, and they have a SeaWorld camp. And like a summer, right? And Liza and I, we were driving in, and I go, well, thank goodness Enzo isn't here and seeing this, because he went to do that every summer. Who wouldn't? I mean, really, really fun.
Could we have camps for adults that want to do stuff like that? Like, all of a sudden you're like, why do the kids get to do that? Why can't there be a SeaWorld camp for adults?
I agree. Yeah, that's actually, we need to start something like that. I agree, 100%.
So a new trend when it comes to rentals, they're calling it boomer mates.
Okay, explain that.
Boomer mates. So in the baby boom generation, they're finding that they're spending 30% or more of their income on housing expenses, right? So they're dealing not only with inflation, but loneliness. And certain studies have showed that loneliness can actually be worse than smoking 15 cigarettes a day.
Oh, wow, I can imagine that.
Because it can be extremely deadly to people, especially the older generation who find themselves alone. So now we're finding that these boomers are opening up their homes and renting rooms to people so that they can have a boomer mate. So somebody who helps them with the rent, gives them some extra income, a boarder basically, and they've got some company.
And obviously the idea is not necessarily new, because, back in the old days, remember they had boarders all the time, and people were like, let's move away from that.
Wasn't The Odd Couple basically two boomers living together?
Pretty much. Golden Girls, same thing.
Golden Girls.
But you're finding a lot of these boomers have larger houses, and they're by themselves. They're ambling around in a 5-6 bedroom home, and they can actually start creating some income for themselves by renting out rooms, and coupled with having some friends and fulfilling some sort of chat time with people.
It's a good idea. I like that.
I do too.
And again, that statistic you said, 15 smokes a day, being lonely, tells you how much we need that interaction.
I don't think people realize how deadly loneliness can be, and then once you start looking at some of these studies, it's legitimate.
All right, makes a lot of sense. Maybe I'll do that when I get old. Who knows? Older, should I say. Check out, we have a scene on a soccer field in Illinois after a massive sinkhole opened up right underneath the turf. Security video shows the exact moment when the ground gave way in the middle of the field. Look at this. The hole was caused by a collapse from underground mines located about 150 feet below the fields. Sinkhole measures about 100 feet deep, wide, 30 feet deep. Soccer fields feature artificial turf. They were built back in 2018, part of a $1 million project that was there for the improvement. They will remain closed until further notice. How do you fix something like that? I guess fill it in.
They should be thanking their lucky stars that kids were not playing on that field at the time. And what's scarier is, did someone not say, hey, we're building these soccer fields over old mines? Is that not a factor in the engineering?
Certainly, you would think that.
No genius, but...
My kids' school, where they're at, here in Florida, what we have an issue with is the aquifers, and people dig wells, and then, the water kind of dries up. The whole school that they went to had to be rebuilt because of a sinkhole. Florida gets sinkholes all the time.
Yeah.
And so they had to rearrange it and change it. And so, things like this, you would think that they would know beforehand, but still, I guess they have open land. They figure they can put a soccer field there.
Looks like something out of a Batman movie.
It does.
Remember when Bane blew up that whole football field? That's what that looked like.
Yeah, they did look like,
Well, here's one for you. A Canadian man has become the first candidate in the nation's history to receive 0 votes in a federal election.
Okay.
He was one of 84 candidates to run in a Toronto election. A ballot committee packed the race with nearly 100 candidates to create the longest ballot in Canadian history. I'm not sure what the point is here, but
I don't know what that was all about.
Yeah, thank you. The candidate who received 0 votes said he didn't even vote for himself because he's not a Toronto resident and wasn't eligible to vote in the election.
What?
But he could run in it. This is your new Canada, folks. He was the first candidate in the country's history to fail to receive a single vote in a contested election.
Yeah, but the exchange rate changes everything.
The Canadian dollar versus
Hey,
the
and
American dollar.
this happened before, I guess, right?
I
It had to have somebody, if you have 84 contestants, somebody is not going to vote for somebody, I guess, but you'd think you would be able to at least be able to vote for yourself, even if you're not a resident.
But if you're talking about putting nearly 100 candidates on a ballot, at some point, doesn't that get ridiculous?
It has to be, yeah.
Because then you're not taking your political future or your community seriously, because that to me sounds like a joke. And then you got somebody who's running that doesn't even live in Toronto, can't even vote for himself. How could he even run in the election?
And we're saying all this stuff about Canada. They're looking at us right now.
Yeah, exactly. Like, whatever. Like, you have
You said it. You said it. I didn't.
Well, we go to Connecticut now, where residents there, and in one neighborhood, actually dealing with a very stinky situation after a manure truck crashed. You betcha, it spilled all of its cargo. Neighborhood resident heard the crash, discovered the manure truck had rolled over and struck her neighbor's car. The impact caused the manure to spill into her yard. She called it a waterfall of brown. I'll let you, I don't want to look at that. The owner of the trucking company's on the scene. Has to help clean up the mess, I would hope so. All over the car, everything. Manure, what an interesting word. You got ma, like ma, and then newer.
There was a documentary called Back to the Future where this happened to this guy named Biff. 3 times it happened to him, and he hated manure afterwards.
Speaking of Back to the Future.
Yes, Michael J. Fox returned to the stage for a surprise performance in Coldplay at the Glastonbury Music Festival. The Back to the Future star joined the band for 2 of their songs during an encore. Frontman Chris Martin launched into a freestyle riff in the middle of their 2021 hit Humankind. The 63-year-old Fox, who has been battling Parkinson's disease since 1991, held the guitar in his lap during the band's headlining set. As Fox left the stage, Martin revealed the actor was the reason the band agreed to perform at the festival.
And over off to the side was Michael Paltrow. He says, Gwyneth, this is your cousin. You're not going to believe. Listen to this.
I get that reference. Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
I love Michael J. Fox, man. I think that he has done so much, and the documentary on him, you've got to watch.
Good. Oh my God.
I think that here's a guy that has a strong work ethic. Because speaking of Back to the Future and Family Ties, he was doing that at the same time. He would literally, man, stop. He would sleep in the back of a station wagon. He got him a station wagon so he could lay down and take him there and then shoot all day and then go back and do it. And has, you didn't really hear about him in the news doing anything crazy or stupid. And he's Canadian, so maybe he can figure out what's going on up there in the elections.
That's true. Yeah, but you're right. And then, of course, in the documentary, he talks about how he would drink to sort of cover up, issues and stress and struggles he was having.
Yeah.
And then, of course, knowing that he had Parkinson's, at this younger age, he was trying to pretend like he didn't have it. So it was his way of trying to shield the public from knowing what was really going on in his life.
And they even showed some of the video. He said my hand would shake, and then they go back and you would see it back then. His hand would be shaking.
Did you guys ever see him on Curb Your Enthusiasm where he kind of made fun of the whole?
He lived upstairs.
Thing? Yeah, but with the Coke can and everything, and he shake it and give it to Larry. He's like, oh, Parkinson's. He made light of the whole thing.
That's and it made him even more endearing.
Oh, yeah. That he knows what he's got, but he's also still an actor, and he was doing Spin City with all that and everything. Yeah.
I love the guy.
He's very refreshing and very honest, and in that documentary, he takes it all. He takes it all in stride. It's like, this is who I am, this is what I'm dealing with, and he doesn't try and sugarcoat it or pretend.
Oh, that clip where he falls. He just eats it in the middle of New York City, and
it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Man, they say music had really helped him through that. So to see him up on stage, just still jamming out, and
He
still
looks
doing
like
what he
Marty
loves.
McFly rocking with the guitar,
He
and it
does.
just gives you all the feels. You're like, yes.
It's one of those movies I think you can go back to a million times. The first Back to the Future is my favorite.
Yeah, completely. I like the. It would have been the third one, not the one where they go to the western. Yeah, the second one.
third
The
one.
second
You
one.
like
Second
the
one.
second
Second one.
I'm a fan of the third one. I think
like
it's
the
just
third one?
It's like a spaghetti western that like nothing makes sense and it's great. And
Yeah, I can see that.
And they shot 2 and 3 at the same time, I believe.
Yeah,
didn't
you're right, they did.
Interesting
Yeah, very
stuff
true.
there. But again, Michael J. Fox and a great Hollywood marriage too with Tracy
Yes.
Fulham. So
And
nice to see
wasn't
that.
Eric Stoltz cast
Yes,
in Back to the
yeah, it was
Future?
awesome.
Shot scenes, everything.
And then he got,
They
and
said,
Michael J. Fox
just
came
not
in.
doing it.
Gosh, we're back right after this.
Summer can be stressful, often leading to what experts call parental summer guilt. Now, this can stem from working parents who have concerns about leaving their children home, costly summer camps, or disruptions to their kids' routine. Here with some simple suggestions is wellness expert Dr. Romy Mushtaq, Chief Wellness Officer at Great Wolf Resorts. Welcome, Doctor.
Hello, Matt. Thank you so much for having me today.
So what is the secret to improving family wellness?
Matt, as a brain doctor and chief wellness officer of Great Wolf Resorts, I'm always thinking about our guests and family. And we know that summertime can raise stress levels. The key to healing this is to plan activities that are bringing us together, that can strengthen family bonds and improve parent-child relationships. But the research shows we have to put down the digital devices and actually do activities together that can promote family communication and a sense of belonging.
How important is it to get involved with the whole family?
It is so key. Kids know exactly what they want to do. They're exposed to so much information online with friends and celebrities. So the two things to do is pick a destination and ask the children what they would like to do. We know that picking a destination, research shows that's within driving distance for families will actually not only be less expensive, but also help to reduce those stress levels. Here at Great Wolf Resorts, we have 20 locations coast to coast. That's in driving distance for most families, and it can help everyone have that bonding time and wolf out.
Well, we here really love working with Great Wolf Lodge also. And where can we get more info?
For more information on how to wolf out and reduce that summer stress, go to greatwolf.com.
Thanks, Doctor. And we'll make sure we have this on our website at dailyflashshow.com.
Time for some trending stories. Vera Wang appears to have tapped into the fountain of youth, and fans agree. The 74-year-old fashion designer shared some new photos on her Instagram page. She looks less than half her age. Yes, in the pictures as she captions them, welcoming the warmer weather. Followers could not believe their eyes. Wang turns 75 this month. She says she works out, recently mastered the 100-pound leg squat, but her diet is not strict. She counts McDonald's, donuts, and vodka as her go-tos when she feels like it.
Heck of a night.
One thing she does admit to is dyeing her hair and keeping it a deep dark color. She says she is not a fan of the grays.
I love gray hair. Great. Well, she looks fantastic.
75.
I'm certain, though, along with that is doing something that you really love and following your passions, because how much you're doing something that challenges you every day, but yet you love it so much.
That is true.
I think really does something for the brain and keeps you young.
Because if you're feeling that passion, you're feeling joy, right?
Yeah.
And that joy makes life just easier and more fun. And I bet you sleep better at night. You probably eat less. You're just, at a good pace.
And if you can have McDonald's, donuts, and vodka and be Vera Wang,
Hallelujah.
well, look at
Yeah,
her,
right?
All right, good for her. Summer's reading is almost in session, and I am so nostalgic about this because Pizza Hut is now rewarding young readers with free pizza during another year of Camp Book It. The summertime extension is going to run from June through August. The program celebrating its 40th anniversary this year. It's dedicated to encouraging reading nationwide. Basically what it does, it empowers teachers and parents to motivate their students to read your heart out. And in return, the kids will get a free Pizza Hut pizza. Parents set monthly reading goals and a digital dashboard. And then when kids reach them, they score rewards as well as gift certificates. Pizza Hut actually started that program way back in 1984. I remember this. this. They brought it back in 2021, and when it was, now it's digital, as we mentioned, but it used to be these little coupons. I could still look at it. I remember one year I got one, and they give you a personal pan pizza for it, and it said reading, and so it's neat to see this coming back and getting kids excited.
What is it about Pizza Hut pizza? It has a certain flavor to it, and the crust.
The crust, it's their pan pizza. It's the caramelization, and I'll be honest with you, if you get a pizza screen or a pan, do not ever wash it like in the dishwasher. Let it build up because you're seasoning it, and that's what helps it too. As a matter of fact, when they get brand new ones, they run them through the oven with powder and all kinds of stuff on before they actually use it. Yeah, and it's just like the cast iron griddle.
Well,
if
that's
you think
true.
about that too.
Yeah.
So think about
or
that.
a wok. I know I've heard that
And
about
a wok
like a wok.
too,
If
yeah.
you use the wok, you like it to be seasoned. Milan is proposing a new law to ban ice cream after midnight in an effort to maintain the peace and quiet for residents. For many, a late night gelato is part of Italian culture, but a new proposed law would ban all takeaway food, including pizza, drinks, and ice cream after midnight. The city is trying to crack down on noisy groups crowding the streets late at night. The new food curfew, if passed, would last until November. It would kick in at midnight on weekdays and 1:30 a.m. on weekends and public holidays. This is not the first time Milan has tried to ban ice cream after midnight.
I can understand it, but a country that is all about food and celebrations and even around, it's unfortunate, that sort of thing. But and then the Italian person yelling out the window is also part of it. Right? so where will that go if we get rid of it?
Italian no-no.
They have to do it, I guess. But I would say if I was a gelato, that's where most of your sales would go if it's that big of an issue. How they're going to lose money if you think about it,
especially during the summertime, because that's a big summer tourist travel season. And in Europe, everything seems to happen later at night. They eat later at night. Especially in Spain. I know we're talking about Italy, but in Spain they've got the siesta in the middle of the afternoon, and then people sometimes don't eat dinner till 10 or 11 o'clock at night in Spain. And I know that's similar in other European countries, including parts of Italy. So
I can understand it wholeheartedly. I just don't know. I'm trying to relate it here in the United States. How it would be different. It's just maybe I'm not going to buy oranges at a stoplight. I'm never going to do it. I'm sorry. I want to know where my oranges came from, and I'm never going to do it. Maybe flowers for the wife, but
yes. What about getting your windshield cleaned?
I think spit is something that should stay in one's body and not on somebody's windshield. And, hey, we all got to make a buck, right? We're going to do just that. Hey, we're going to talk about actually changing your life with an expert. We're talking more about how these small little things you can do can actually break you free. Coming up next. Hey, welcome back to The Big Show. Mitch English along with Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash. Our next guest, Bob Gardner. He's a freedom and transformation specialist who actually helps people overcome anxiety and addiction by actually uncovering the root cause. He also says that going off the grid can actually help this process. Bob, welcome back to Daily Flash. Going off the grid, I think of like camping. I think of maybe like RVing when we dry dock and everything, but I need to find out exactly what off the grid means in life. Is that a literal thing, or maybe explain it for us?
Oh, sure. No, not a problem. Look, going off grid basically means taking yourself in short bursts outside of the natural flow of life so that you can do a little bit of maintenance. If you think about it like your car, going off grid on the car is maybe your car has some anxiety. So you take it into the shop. It is no longer on the grid. And in a short amount of time, you can start to rectify things and get it running well. Most people are trying to fix their car in this metaphor while still driving it. And that's where a lot of problems run in, and it takes a long time to heal.
I like that analogy. I think it's, goes along with, think about yourself. Obviously, you're not going to be able to be effective if you're, going through all this turmoil and such. But how can we actually start training off the grid, and how can it actually transform basically how I spend my day, my time when I'm actually on the grid?
Yeah, so what I do, obviously, I run these really intensive in-person retreats. So it's like 5 days, we take their phones away, and we're focused in such a way that there's no distractions. Nothing from the normal area of life is pulling them away from the process that they're doing in that moment, and so that we can really get to the bottom of things and work it out of the body and work it out of the mind. Well, in your daily life, if you set some time to put the phone away, or if you have for instance, some way of eliminating distractions in a small amount of time. And usually that means going away from home or going to a safe place or a spot that isn't your natural place of doing things. And then you're not going to be interrupted by all the stuff that gets like a mom brain to go thinking about the kids or a dad to go thinking about what's the next thing at work.
So you feel like having the whole body approach is actually speeds up the process of healing?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you've only got about 86 billion neurons in your head.
That's it.
Cells in your head. You got like 70 trillion in your whole body, and all of them have memory. All of them learn. All of them adapt to their environment. So they've memorized a way of handling your life. And you might get your brain on board. Everybody listening to this has moments where they realize, hey, I know that what I'm doing is not the right way to react to this, but I can't stop. That's because the rest of the body, all these mini little brains in the body, still haven't gotten the message. So what I do is try to isolate that and get the whole body all in one place all together. And then it's amazing how quickly the body can learn, because you're not trying to pull it in different areas all at once while you're trying to do work and while you're trying to handle the kids and stuff. You get it all together and then we can move.
You know, as you were talking, I was thinking, as we go throughout the day and we have issues pop up, we always like to say, kind of give them a label, like, oh, that's my ADHD, or oh, it's because of this or that. And we put those labels on our struggles, but you say that's not good at all to do that. It seems like identifying would help, but why isn't it good? Explain.
Sometimes identifying can help, but most of the time it ends up creating a place where a person gets to park and stay put. If you say it's my ADHD, it's like talking about it like you have a pet and now you have to take care of it. You got to take it on walks. You got to do all these other things. You got to set boundaries around it. And the reality is ADHD is a label. Think about it like a pickle jar. When you got a label on a jar, it's hard to see what's really going on inside. And the word pickle does not describe the experience of eating the thing. And so getting the label off and really diving into what's going on in the body changes so much. People realize, oh, maybe my version of ADHD or my version of anxiety doesn't actually match everyone's. And my version actually feels like this. Oh, well, I can change that. The label often makes people too vague with what they're really dealing with and leaves them helpless to be able to shift things.
The irony is, I have ADHD, and the whole time you're talking about pickles, if you look at a pickle jar, this has nothing to do with anything. It doesn't say the word. It does not say the word pickles on it. We had this discussion on the show. Bob, next time you go to the grocery store, look at a bunch of pickles. It doesn't say. It'll say kosher, Spears, but it doesn't say the
kosher
word
dill.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, but sorry, I went off on that. I do
labels
appreciate
are not helpful.
No,
this
see,
is why
right?
labels
Yes,
aren't helpful.
exactly. I labeled it as this, and now we're talking about pickles when we were talking about getting off the grid, man. And I would love to take my ADHD and off the grid and just leave it somewhere, by all means. But no, I appreciate what you're saying here. I mean, is it that difficult? What do people say at the end of when they spend time with you that they didn't have their cell phones for X amount of days or whatever or time? What is something in common that they always say at the end of going through this experience?
That they don't want their phones back. That they realize that life is so much more beautiful without it. They get the phone, and that's when they realize, oh my gosh, my reaction to my phone, my reaction to this stream of information in this bit of metal and glass in my hand has been the way that I have been producing all this stuff. But now they have a different set of skills. And so we have them get their phones, and then we have them practice what we just taught them with their phone.
I deeply appreciate that as well. I got to have my phone so I can take a picture of the pickle and send it to you, the pickle jars. I'm telling you, dude, look, you're not going to find them. This is very interesting stuff. Going off the grid. You want more information, this is where you need to go. You need to go right now during the commercial break, thefreedomspecialist.com. You can check out his book, Built for Freedom. And again, the website waiting for you, freedomspecialist.com. We'll have that link on our website at dailyflashshow.com.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
I'm Mitch English, welcoming you to the big show, and we are going to have some fun with trending news and entertainment. The BET Awards happened a little ago, and You know, usually when they do those in memoriam portions,
Yeah.
somebody gets upset because they did not include
Right.
somebody in it, which you can understand.
Yeah.
That many people that might have passed in the past year, sometimes they have to cut for time.
And what one generation's idol is,
that's another
another
thing.
is, you know, yeah.
That makes complete sense. Well, at the BTE Awards, a very awkward moment, I guess, because they included O.J. Simpson in the in memoriam at their awards, and people were like, "Wait a minute, why are we doing this?" And then on the other side of that, you could say he was, found not guilty. I can't say innocent, but he was found not guilty of the murders. But the things that he has says and done afterwards did not necessarily paint that picture. Wherever you might feel on O.J., that might be the case. Is it right? Was it wrong to be able to put him in there? It's one of those. I think they would feel like they're damned if I do, if they don't. I would have not done it if I was BET, to stay away from any kind of controversy and just say, hey, look, we felt like some people might not have felt like it would have been appropriate.
Because I think you would receive less criticism by leaving him out,
Yes.
right? Because you can understand why he might not be a part of that group.
And when you're in there, you're honoring that person in memoriam for
He
their
still
life.
went to prison for about 10 years
He did.
Yes, he did.
True, yeah.
kidnapping and taking back his stuff. So I mean,
However, one could argue he was definitely a groundbreaking athlete celebrity
very
at
good
a
point.
specific time period. And, you know, when he was at his height of
all the Naked
athleticism
Gun movies,
and performance and celebrity, he really did sort of, you know, carve a brand new way for people. So you could say that he was a pioneer in some respects.
And a lot of people don't remember the Hertz commercials that
That
he
was
used to
him
do.
running through the
Feet don't
airport?
fail now.
isotoners.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he did a lot at that
Yeah.
time. It was
Yeah.
just up till what 92, 93 when that was.
You just,
Yeah.
But to put him up there, I think you're asking for issues. And
Yes.
sometimes, what I've learned is sometimes it's better not to say or do, which you just think about things first.
Yes.
So
Agreed.
we'd like to know what your thought. Good idea or bad idea? Drop us an email. Do you know my voice? I went like this.
Well, they kept our buddy Norm out of the
like that.
Emmys that one year. When
Yeah,
Norm
don't even
passed,
get me
they
started
didn't
on that,
include him.
man.
Norm Macdonald.
Norm
Yeah,
Macdonald,
yeah. Anyway, drop us an email, flash@dailyflashshow.com.
Check out the scene at a soccer field in Illinois after a massive sinkhole opened up
is
underneath
crazy.
the turf. Security video shows the moment the ground gave way in the middle of the field. The hole was caused by a collapse from underground mines located about 150 feet below the fields. The sinkhole measures about 100 feet wide and 30 feet deep. The soccer fields, which feature artificial turf, were built back in 2018 as part of a $1 million improvement project. They will remain closed until further notice. You think?
Yeah, they better.
Yeah.
Because I don't know any other sports where you need a really big hole. Like that. That's scary. Seeing the light, the stadium lights to fall right down in there to kind of show you just how deep that thing was. And as we said, thank goodness nobody was on the field at the time.
Imagine? I mean, I wouldn't even want to imagine. But my question is, like, I'm sure they had dozens of engineers on this project.
They'd have
How
to,
do
yeah.
you not say maybe it's not the best idea to build over all of these abandoned mines underneath the soccer
Well,
field?
Illinois has a penchant, if you will, of hiring folks that might be a very certain influential crowd.
so there could have been money.
That mob mentality, I
Right.
guess you could say. A lot of people.
Right,
I'm
right.
not going to say.
We're going to get the soccer field built regardless.
Listen to me. Yeah. Why am I doing this? Why am I saying
Or you're
this?
going to get buried underneath the
Yeah,
goalpost.
you're gonna swim. You're gonna swim with the Pele's under there. I don't know.
You're
what
gonna
that
wear
means.
some stone shoes,
cement
over there.
boots.
Cement boots, cement Jordans.
Which, by the way, isn't there rumor that Hoffa is like underneath one of the
Field
stadiums?
Stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah, Met Field.
So I'm not too far away from it, right?
Oh, you're not wrong.
That's the rumor, at least. I would like to know. It's scary stuff to see that, and it is also kind of cool. We're going to say it to actually see it caught on camera. I mean, being able to
Yes.
see that. Otherwise, you'd be just like, oh, cool hole. I wonder how
I
that
got a
happened.
pipe
Yeah.
that's coming up in the middle of the basketball court at my gym right now that they're having to fix.
A pipe
Yeah,
in
this
the
pipe
middle of
just
your-
started coming up in the middle of the basketball court, and I remember being there a couple weeks ago going, "This doesn't seem right."
Be
Yeah,
careful when you
no.
play on that.
Yeah,
You might be
Yeah, no
with
kidding.
Jimmy Hoffa.
Oh, jeez.
All right, more Flash coming up. Welcome back to Daily Flash. Mitch English here. It's time to get ready for the sights and sounds of summer. We're talking technically, and if it's tech you need, we have the top tech of all cool tech, gadgets, and a whole lot more. Dr. Frank Vigiano. Hey there, Dr. Frank.
Hey, Mitch. Hey, Mitch. Good to be with you, buddy.
We love having you here. It's the hot summer months, okay? And before we get to the sights and sounds that you're going to present to us, we got to stay cool. And I'm not talking like being cool like you are, literally being cool. You have something that anybody can install. Tell me about this, because this really could help out during the summer months.
This is very cool, Mitch. And by the way, we spend 6,000 hours in our space, so why not make it comfortable, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And Mr. Cool is a ductless HVAC system. It's a system for all seasons, so you can use it all year round. There are pre-charge line sets that allow quick connections, and you can have a single zone or a multi-zone units and available for up to 2 to 5 rooms. The air handler can be wall mounted or ceiling mounted with a new ceiling cassette. And Mitch, this is so simple to change filters. There's such easy access. It's America's only true do-it-yourself HVAC system with no special tools or ductwork needed, which I love. The new 4th generation units have a smartphone app, Mitch, voice control, and Energy Star certification, which is very important. They start around $1,700. Check for rebates, very important to check for rebates, and visit MrCoolDIY.com and select stores nationwide.
Very, very cool. You know, summer movies just got an upgrade at home, and you got something that the entire family is going to want to gather around and check out. Tell us about it.
Oh, yeah, this is great, Mitch. This is such a small little cute thing. It's the new LG Cinebeam Q 4K smart laser projector. So it's a grab-and-go cinematic experience that you can take and see anywhere. You simply place and play it automatically. It'll adjust the screen alignment and focus. It has impeccable color, sharp contrast, Mitch, and a brilliant 4K resolution. And guess what? The screen can go up to 120 inches. Wow. Amazing. Yeah, it's a mere 5.5 inches long, 5 inches high, and 3 inches wide, and it only weighs 3 pounds. Take it outside and have a movie night like a drive-in. So the handle swings up to carry it or down as an angled base for viewing. You can stream right from the projector with WebOS supporting platforms like Prime Video, Disney Plus, YouTube, and Apple TV. Its size, Mitch, the simplicity of this product, which I love, and the picture quality make it perfect for a movie night out with the entire family. And you can get there by going to LG.com.
All right. Well, finally, we have to make sure that those movies and those shows sound really good, and you can do just that with your next device.
Absolutely. Yes, this is by Anthem. It's their MRX Slim SLM AV receiver, just introduced, Mitch. This is a game changer. It'll enhance your entire home audio experience. And Anthem is a leader in audio innovation. They have been for a long time, very well respected. And the MRX Slim is compact, it's powerful and sleek. Mitch, this is what I love. It can fit behind your flat screen TV. This way, if you don't want to put it, you don't have a base, you don't have a cabinet for it, you can place it down there in a rack, or you can put it in a cabinet or even in a wall. It's a fraction of the size of the bulky AV receivers that we know, but delivers high fidelity sound. And the streaming options include Apple AirPlay, Google Cast, and Bluetooth. And Mitch, this product is amazing. It is so important that people find something that they can fit into their space. And this is what Anthem has done. You can learn more by visiting anthemav.com.
I don't know how you did it, but you did it again, you son of a gun. You gave us some great stuff. I'm ready for summer. I don't know how, you magnificent man. I love you. I'm going to get some of those.
I love you too, Mitch.
All righty. Dr. Frank, thanks so much. More information on all the things you've seen here, you can check out whatsupdrfrank.com or just check out our website, dailyflashshow.com. We have more coming up right after this.
What is KSA Entertainment? It's trending news, entertainment, lifestyle, KSA Entertainment, culture, it's love, it's food, it's family, KSA, it's life, it's shopping, it's empowerment, KSA Entertainment, it's fitness, it's travel, KSA, it's fun, it's engaging, it's Daily Flash Latino, life, love, shopping. This is KSA Entertainment.
And in today's KSA Cares, PTSD, anxiety, depression, 3 of the 4 most common health issues reported by warriors registered with Wounded Warrior Project. Joining us right now with more on the Wounded Warrior Project, Dr. Aaron Fletcher, along with Marine-turned-musician Sal Gonzalez, who recently actually has made his debut at the Grand Ole Opry. Cannot wait to talk to you about that, which is actually one of the highest honors in the country. Before we get to Sal, though, Doctor, I need to ask with you, how is Wounded Warrior Project actually giving and using really creative activities to help that emotional health that these veterans just really need?
Wounded Warrior Project regularly brings veterans together to engage in a variety of creative outlets, things like art therapy, music, cooking, and writing. And we want to provide these different opportunities so that veterans can find what works best for them.
Can you give me some of maybe the latest statistics on warriors that are actually living with PTSD?
At Wounded Warrior Project, we know that 3 in 4 of the warriors we serve live with symptoms of PTSD. Things like re-experiencing the trauma, difficulty sleeping, feeling disconnected from friends and family, living with depression and anxiety, and these can impact all areas of their lives.
And if maybe viewers out there watching, where can they go if they want to learn more about all of this?
To learn more about all of our programs and services at Wounded Warrior Project, please check out our website at woundedwarriorproject.org/combat stigma.
All right, very cool. We'll have that link on our website as well. Sal, you were a machine gunner in the Marines. You've been on stage with Keith Urban, and they say you have a song for every occasion, good or bad. So we need to know, what role does music actually play, maybe not only in your life, but in your mental health as well?
Music's been my constant companion ever since I was old enough to remember. My earliest memories being in the front seat of my dad's Bronco, driving down the interstate, singing "Time Is on My Side."
Yeah.
Standing up, by the way, no seatbelt. But it's music has helped me from the time I was in high school and getting my heart broken by girls, and then later it helped me deal with some of the feelings and the emotions that I dealt with when I came home. And even to this day, suicide is a big problem in the veteran community, and I talk about it in my songs, and putting it into music and putting it out there into the world lets other veterans know that they're not alone, and maybe that can help somebody else on their path. I would imagine it's a big fight that you have to go through daily, especially when you have things like PTSD. So is just admitting that, hey, there's other people there that can help me part of that journey? Knowing that you're not alone is a major part of the journey. Knowing that you're not the special little snowflake that is the oddball out really means a lot. And once I figured out that it wasn't just me, that allowed me to be able to take the first few steps. Well, you're a very talented oddball snowflake about that. Very great. Thank you, Doctor, for joining us and sharing your experiences. We'll have this information, as mentioned, on our website, dailyflashshow.com.
Great interview, Mitch. Thank you. Summer travel season is here. Preparing for travels is important, whether flying or driving to your destination. Travel expert Laura Begley Bloom is joining us today with some essential tools for your summer adventures.
Let's start with road trips. If you are driving to your summer vacation destination, you need to make sure your car is going to get you there safely. Start with a good vehicle inspection. Get an oil change, check your tire pressure, switch out those windshield wipers, fill the brake fluid, and check the brake pads. You don't want to lose those brakes on a long, winding mountain road. Remember, brakes that squeak, grind, or pull indicate that at least one component needs replacing. I recommend Napa Silent Guard brake pads. They are designed to be quieter and wear better over time. The technology also guarantees smooth braking and noise dampening that lasts, plus a limited lifetime warranty backs it up. For more information, visit Napa online or your local Napa Auto Care location or parts store. One of my favorite travel tips is to print out your travel itineraries and tickets. I travel all over the world for my job, and I always do this because you never know when you will be somewhere without Wi-Fi. And what happens if your phone isn't working? I'm always prepared with a print backup. That's why I'm really excited about the HP All-In plan. It includes a brand new printer, ink delivered so you never run out, and dedicated 24/7 customer service starting at just $6.99 a month. Another great thing is that when I return from my trip, I can seamlessly print any photos too. Instant keepsakes. Now let's return to road trips. Inflation has increased auto insurance by more than 20% over the last year, so you need the right auto insurance for your travels and the long term at a reasonable price. The place to go is Experian. Most people think this is where you only get your credit score. They have launched the Experian Insurance Marketplace, which can help you potentially save money on auto insurance. They have taken the hassle out of the process and on average save consumers more than $800 annually by presenting potentially better rates from over 40 top providers in minutes. And a note that results can vary and some people may not see savings, but this is a great place to start if you want to save money on your car insurance. For more info, go to napaonline.com, hp.com, and experian.com/insurance.
Welcome to Furry Friends this week. Well, it already feels like summer in most of the country, trust me, but the official start is just a couple of days away. So I figured for Furry Friends this week, I'd start with some prep tips for your dogs over the summer because you cat lovers just turn on the AC a little bit more for them. That's all they need. First is a way to beat the heat. Help them find the shade. Go for walks on tree-heavy walkways or somewhere they can dip their feet in the water every once in a while. And though dog houses are a good idea for outside dogs, they still need to come in because those can get pretty hot inside as well. Take walks early or late if they can hold it. It's best to try and walk your dog during the early morning or late afternoon. The heat will be less on the sidewalk and it'll be a little easier on both of you. Be mindful of their breed. Dogs that have a short head and a snout, like bulldogs, boxers, or Pekingese, have a tougher time in the heat because they don't pant as effectively as longer-nosed dogs. It's best to just keep them in the AC. And I think this last one goes without saying, never ever leave them in a hot car or for any day for that matter. Temps can reach over 100 degrees in just 20 minutes. And someone will come along and bust your window unless you got one of them fancy Teslas that tells you what's going on in there. So those are just some quick tips for you guys this summer for your dogs out there. You know, us cat guys, we got it a little easy, but you know, it's going to be hot out there. Get the umbrella. More Flash right after this. Hey, if you're thinking about a family vacation destination, there's an exciting new option to add to your list. Located just a short boat ride away from the Magic Kingdom Park, the cabins at Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground offer families a relaxing retreat in the great outdoors. Travel mom Emily Kaufman joins us live from the cabins at Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground with more information. Emily, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. It's good to be back with you. And as you said, I am right here at the cabins at Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort, and they are brand new. We're even giving you a sneak peek at them because they don't officially open until July 1st. And these cabins are nothing short of magical. They're an ideal way for a family to spread out, to enjoy a camping experience while being at the Walt Disney World Resort. You can get up at your own pace, have breakfast at your leisure, come back midday, take a little rest before returning into the parks to see the fireworks. I love everything about this. I would even call it glamping.
It is for sure. I've been out there myself a few times. So what activities and features can families expect to find out there?
What I love about Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort is you can actually feel like you're having a camping adventure. They've got fishing and kayaking. If you want to get out and go horseback riding, you can do that too. And I'm sure you're familiar with this. It's home to the Hoop-de-Doo Review, which is celebrating its 50th anniversary and is the longest running dinner show at Walt Disney World. And since you're right here on property at Walt Disney World, you can easily pop over and enjoy the theme parks. You get all those perks and benefits of staying on property, things like the extra magic hours and the free transportation. It really is a big win in two very different vacation experiences.
Emily, I've for sure been to the Hoop-de-Doo Review quite a few times. Where can we go for more info?
To learn more, you can visit DisneyVacationClub.com.
Awesome. Thanks, Emily. And we'll be sure to have this on our website at dailyflashshow.com. Guys?
Oh, thank you there, Matt. Yeah, I got to tell you, great way to have a great summer. You know, doing something like that would be really
Those
awesome.
new cabins look
Isn't that crazy?
amazing.
That is glamping.
Have you ever been to that Fort Wilderness for the holidays?
Yes, it's amazing, isn't it?
I am telling you, that is phenomenal.
They go. It's like a, it's a family thing that you're going to remember, and Disney just goes above and beyond all the time. So we always appreciate what they do there. Hey, we appreciate you as well. We thank you for joining us on this Daily Flash show. By the way, our website always open.
dailyflashshow.com.
Bye bye, y'all.